name when I was at West Virginia was Louisa Morgan, currently Louisa Hoogduin, graduated class of 2017. I think actually West Virginia picked me more than I picked West Virginia. It was a very strange time. It was the kind of dawn of like internet recruitment. I rode in high school and had some success at nationals and both like senior national events and the high school national events. I was currently traveling in London, and then I decided that I wanted to try and pursue doing rowing somewhere else, but New Zealand's very competitive in the rowing landscape. And to cut a long story short, I put up this online athletic profile, and then West Virginia reached out, and it just all felt a bit weird that West Virginia was also in a town called Morgan. West Virginia University was in a town called Morgantown. My last name was Morgan, and you know, if the universe speaks and you believe all that kind of stuff, it just felt like the right place for me to go to. So I remember Courtney Strand, and there was also another senior on the team, Karen Verway, who's another Kiwi, very well. They were in their senior year as I was an incoming freshman. I think just watching their unshakable dedication to their training, to the team, to the atmosphere, to the future as well. They can see how things build over time. They knew the people that came before them, and they were just really critical in the inspiration that I took being part of the team into just the standard we want to set. Having that caliber of athlete that you're coming behind, it really just sets the standard for what the program is going to be in the future, and you want to make sure that you're right in the center part of it, being a very active, positive contribution to that growth of the team. It was obviously a huge honor. To receive that award, to be even like thought of and considered, and then knowing a bit more about how the award is picked as well, you know, the profile that Coach King would have had to put forward for me as the candidate from West Virginia for that, and then a huge honor to be bestowed with that. I didn't actually realize I was the first one of the program history to receive that. But you know, it's part of the legacy that you hope to pass on to the team. It's bigger than me. I didn't get to where I was just by myself. I had so much support around me with West Virginia athletics. In general, the rowing program, rowing really kept me on the straight and narrow. There's only so many hours in the day. I was training to the max. I was doing engineering at school. And so you've got to really kind of start to be quite regimented with how it all works. There are so many. I'm just, even now, I'm hugely grateful that West Virginia rowing program took a chance on me. I was not well known in the American rowing atmosphere, obviously, being from New Zealand. They took a huge chance that they hadn't really seen me row. They just kind of had my numbers and things like that. But it has just changed the trajectory of my whole life. Being at West Virginia, I had to come back for an internship, and that landed me in Australia for a summer. I met my husband there. So obviously, you know, 2 kids along now, a life in New Zealand, and that probably wouldn't have happened if I wasn't at West Virginia to go back to Australia. But I think just the opportunity that it afforded me to take rowing take my rowing to the next level. What they've done for me, obviously it set me up really well after school, not having student loans. I can't tell you how much that has just kind of boosted my life from the get-go after university. But I think as well, like just the encouragement that, you know, you can do a degree program like engineering, rowing can work with it. All the support that you get through the athletics department with study help and tutors and things like that, the opportunities to give back to the community. I always loved the community outreach days that would go back, or would have the primary school kids come in and learn about rowing. Rowing was something that I learnt about in the Olympics. There was a really famous rowing duo called the Swindell twins, who won gold, and I remember watching them cross the finish line. And I was like, I'm going to do that one day. So to be able to kind of realize that in this kind of atmosphere was pretty amazing. And it's a really hard thing to kind of realize what you've got at your feet when you're in the moment. But I think, you can look to the left and look to the right and look at all the other girls that surround you. Everyone's trying to do their best that they can. And just thrive off of that energy, thrive off of what you want to get out of the program. That's going to be different for every person. Some people are much more athletically focused, some people want the balance, but everyone's there to try and move the team forwards. So I think it's really important to really lean into each other, make the most of what's on offer. Just do your best. That's all you can offer. Is like, honestly, if you look at yourself in the mirror, can you say that you're doing your best for yourself, for the program, for your teammates, and then go from there.